Hey there, I'm Bex. Welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to say a happy new year to all of you guys. It is finally 2021. Goodbye 2020. Here's hoping that this year will be a lot easier on all of us. I thought since this is my first video of 2021, I would share with you some of my goals for this year. Normally I don't really plan ahead with things, and I thought it would be a good way to structure my year to start out with a few defined goals. Yeah, and hopefully that will help me improve my art and stay more focused. So first off, I am so excited to let you know that this is the last video, or at least one of the last videos that will be filmed on a webcam for the top-down camera. I got the most amazing tripod for my Christmas, and I can now use my DSLR camera as my top-down camera, which should be a massive improvement to the quality of the videos, and especially for things like colour accuracy. I was really struggling to get the right kind of depth of colour, or I don't really know, I found that greens and colours similar on my webcam weren't really showing up all that well, so really excited about that. I also want to focus this year on improving my social media presence. Not just my presence, I suppose just using social media in general. I'm quite bad for not really committing to that. I'm usually just falling down the Twitter rabbit hole of reading news and other crap like that. So yeah, I want to focus on using social media to connect with you guys more and to share my work, because I very rarely share my work on anything. So yeah, another big goal for this year is I want to get back to streaming on Twitch more often. I started my Twitch channel about 3 years ago and I have hardly used it. I went through a really kind of consistent period of streaming on Twitch when I first started out, and then I went back to uni and completely abandoned it. But it was a lot of fun, and I really love being able to network with you guys and chat as I paint and things and projects. So yeah, I want to do more of that this year. I think that'll be a lot of fun. One of the big things that you can see me kind of focusing on in this video, I guess, is I want to improve my understanding of anatomy. I find portraiture extremely challenging. I'm really not very good at it, especially drawing the female face. I think it is a bit harder to see the structure. The bone structure is a bit less defined on the female face. The features are a lot softer and it's a little more challenging to draw. Normally when I draw female faces, they always look a bit goofy. Quite often I just feel like the proportions are a little off, or usually the perspective or the alignment of the features is just not quite right. So that is a massive goal for this year. Following on from that, figure drawing is something I've hardly done at all, and I'd like to get into gesture drawing and trying to kind of create a little bit more movement in my artworks and make them a bit more dynamic and interesting to look at. Yeah, big goals. Something that I've done quite a lot of in 2020 that I want to keep doing is really focusing on getting the values right in my paintings. Improve on the contrast and accuracy of, how dark or light an area should be to achieve a sense of depth. And kind of following on from that, something that I've not done very much of is I would like to practice creating more atmospheric lighting in my paintings. Maybe trying to paint things like spotlights or street lamps at night and things like that. It's something I've never really been brave enough to experiment with before, but I feel like this year will be a good opportunity to take on that challenge. I also really enjoyed working on landscape paintings this year, or last year rather, and I'd like to keep going with them and see what I can do to improve my skills, hopefully make kind of more convincing and interesting pieces. Lastly, I am really excited to get stuck into doing some more pet portraits. I love doing pet portraits, messing around with colour, just having fun and trying to capture the personality of the cat, dog, bird or anything else. So they are all of my art goals for this year. I have a ton of other things that I really would like to work on, but I feel like I need to limit it somewhat in scope or I have no hope of improving anything. Anyway, that's probably enough rambling on my goals for the year. Fingers crossed I'll do them. I will obviously be posting to YouTube as much as I can and sharing as much of my journey with you guys. I hope you enjoy the videos and watching along. This particular sketchbook session was filmed before the Christmas holidays. I didn't have a whole lot of time because I was trying to get organised and I am not an organised person. So I thought it would be easier to sit and just practice, do some studies and focus on something that I want to get better at. So I drew some lady faces. I do find it really intimidating to sit down and commit to doing something like this. I don't know why, and to be honest, I wasn't that disappointed with the end result. I know there are a lot of mistakes and areas that I need to improve on, but the only way to do that is to practice, and I think I got enough right for them to look passable. To get started, I had to find some reference pictures, and as I said before, I find it a little difficult to work with female anatomy because the changes in the planes of the face, the changes of value tend to be a lot more subtle, the features are less angular, and the curves of the face are more subtle as well. So I really wanted to find a couple of photographs with high contrast lighting that made it a little bit easier to see what planes are in the light, what planes are in the dark, and that kind of extreme lighting can really help you work out what direction certain areas of the face are facing against the light, if that makes sense. I'm not sure. But yeah, so I looked through Pinterest for a little while and I found a couple of really nice photographs to work from. I do think it is very important to work from a reference when you're trying to study how to draw something. I don't really feel confident in my portraiture skills yet to go off without a reference and make something up, from imagination. I think it is more helpful, to me anyway, to use a reference and to study it carefully and note things about the relationships between different areas of the face, trying to break it down and think about the underlying kind of construction of the head and what makes certain faces different to others, what the defining features are, and I guess with practice it will become a lot easier to identify them. One of my biggest problems in drawing faces is I struggle a lot with perspective, 3/4 view especially. I find quite challenging, and I can only really put this down to a lack of practice, to be honest. So that's definitely big goals for this year. Again guys, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed the sketches. Let me know if you have any hints or tips for improving my portrait drawings, or if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below and I'll be sure to get back to you. But yeah, thanks very much for watching. Happy New Year! And if you've made it all the way to the end of the video and you enjoyed it, remember to hit the like button and subscribe. Thanks very much guys. Have a good one. Bye! 3, 2, 1. Happy